got married?
If you don't mind, I would like to share when your birthday is, but
May 3rd, 1944.
okay. And where were you born?
Long Branch, New Jersey.
Oh, New Jersey. Okay. How old were you when you got married?
20.
How old were you when you got married?
20?
What at the time?
What was that?
Remember you told
Oh.
her at the time.
You still listening to me? I got married at 20. At that time, the male in New Jersey had to be 21. Female only had to be 18. So my wife was 18 and I was 20. My parents had to sign for me to get married.
Oh, wow. And how many kids did you have?
None.
No children. Do you have any pets?
Not right now.
Where did you live when you got married?
Freehold.
And what was your occupation at the time?
Truck driver.
Ooh. Driving from state to state or just local?
Little local, little out of state.
And when did you get drafted into the Army?
When I was 22.
Oh, wow.
When they first drafted married men without kids in 1966, I was in that draft. United States first drafted married men without kids.
Then how long were you in the army?
I was stationed at Fort Carson, Colorado for a year. My wife worked for Fort Monmouth at the time, so she transferred to Fort Carson, Colorado. So it was like a job. I lived in Colorado Springs. If I had duty, I came in on the post. If not, I was home.
Oh, wow.
Stayed in Colorado Springs for 1 year and went to Vietnam. Stayed in Vietnam for 11 months and 22 days. Supposedly that was an early out. Instead of doing 2 years, I did 11 months and 22 days.
Wow.
When I came out of service, I wanted a job where I could work, take off, and get paid for it. So I started taking civil service jobs, looking for civil service jobs. October 1969, I started the police academy in Seagirt, New Jersey, and became a New Jersey state trooper. The state police have mandatory retirement at 55 years old. No matter what rank, no matter what you're doing, you will leave there when you turn 55.
Wow.
I spent 29 years and 8 months with the state police.
And then after, what did you do after you retired?
I'm trying to think, was it 29 years?
You're getting
20 and out. Yeah. Wait, hold on, I gotta remember.
It's okay.
Started in 69, came out in 90, 2009. Came out in 99. Yeah. So, to get a full pension, well, 30 years you get 3/4 of your pay. So I had 29 years and 8 months. And everybody said, "But didn't the state give you them other 4 months?" The state don't give you nothing.
Wow.
So I got the most you could have get is 70% of your pay. I got 69.8% of my salary. I guess I was lucky. Didn't have any kids. One of the few people that I know that did not have to get a second job to survive. I was always pretty nifty with money. I didn't waste a lot of money. So had a little bit tucked aside. Before I retired, back up a little bit. My first house I bought in 1970 cost $15,500. That was a 2-bedroom ranch that they had just redid. We did the hardwood floors, the sides, the roof, everything. So, lucked out there. Lived there for 6 years. Always wanted a bigger house, for whatever reason. Found a 4-bedroom ranch, full basement, 2-car garage, 3/4 of an acre. At that time, that cost $53,000. My state police job and my wife's government job, the realtor said we didn't make enough money for the bank to give us the loan for the house.
Wow.
I had a very good friend who owned a trucking company. So he told me to write up a paper on his letterhead saying I worked for him, and he would sign it that I made X amount of dollars.
Wow.
So that's how I got the house. When I was working, I was lucky enough to pay the house off 7 years ahead of time. We have traveled. We've been on 4 cruises. My wife been to about 25 states.
Wow.
Her job, the Fort Mom used to send her to different places for classes and stuff. So when I was in service, she went everywhere I went except for Vietnam. Colorado, Kansas. We went to Hawaii on R&R. So I think I had a pretty good life. I thought I had it made. Golden years.
The good years.
Golden years are not golden. I had never been sick. I didn't even have a family doctor. The state police gave you a physical once a year from head to toe. They said they want to see if you're healthy. They want to see if you're taking drugs. But they said, so I didn't have a family doctor. When I was 53 and a half years old, I developed Crohn's disease. You know what that is?
Crohn's?
Is this something that has to do with your tummy?
Intestines. I didn't know what Crohn's disease was. It's an infection of the lower intestines, which there is no cure for. They said they could cut it out, the infection, put the intestine back together, but the Crohn's disease will redevelop. I say it got to be a form of cancer. That's the only thing they can't cure is cancer. My last year and a half of working, that's when I developed Crohn's disease. state police have unlimited sick time. You don't accumulate no days that are unlimited. When I was in the hospital, my station commander came to see me. He knew I had a year and a half left before being 55. He told me I'd be a fool to come back to work. Take the year and a half off. State police also have 5 doctors throughout the state. Went to the doctor, and he said as long as my doctor forwarded the reports, he see no problem. He would forward them to division headquarters. Back up 1 minute. Like I said, I didn't have a family doctor. I was assigned a doctor who's one of the best. He's still my primary right now, but he's a gastrologist.
Gastrologist?
Something like that.
For gastro?
Start with a G.
Gastro.
As would he be my primary? I told him how the state police operate. He said, don't worry, they cannot override him. You are not going back to work. I'm not funny, but I kissed him. Oh, Doc, thank you. Luckily, I had only one other bout with the Crohn's, but after that, I had no effects from it. So, stayed out the year and a half, then I retired. Now I get back to the golden years. Thought I had it made. I got into fishing, just doing stuff that I wanted to do. I'm gonna jump back a little bit. As far as working, I could have got part-time jobs. People want me to drive a bus, do this, that. I started working at 13 years old, doing people's yards and stuff. So I figured I had put in my time of working. As long as I didn't need the money, I never got a second job. So a year and a half ago, it'd be 2 years in May. Before that, I started being out of breath. Just walking, I'm huffing and puffing. I'm from the old school. My parents are from North Carolina. If you tell me you had chest pain and you wind up having a heart attack and you couldn't breathe about the chest pain, that's what I got. Like I said, I didn't have no doctor, wouldn't go to nothing. So from the old school, you got it? Oh, that's what I got. I ain't got to go to a doctor. But finally, I decided to go to a doctor. I went to the cardiologist, and he gave me all kind of tests. He sent me to what you call him? Diabetes doctor coming in.
That's still charging?
Yeah.
He's a
Nephrologist.
nephrologist.
So went to him, and my cardiologist told me, he said, do you drink a lot of water? I said, well, I'm trying to. He said, stop, because your body's not getting rid of it. So, went to the kidney doctor. I was in the hospital at the time, and he said, you're going to have to go on dialysis. I knew about dialysis. My mother was on it, and she was on it about for 10 years. So I knew something about it. So when he told me I had to go on dialysis, I said, all right, when you want me to come back? He said, come back, you're not leaving. I'm not leaving the hospital, you're going to go on dialysis now.
Wow.
I knew it wasn't a choice, so I went on dialysis. I would tell anyone in that situation, I felt 1,000% better once I went on dialysis. To me, it seemed like I lost about 20, 25 pounds. When I came home, I had to tighten the belt on my pants because my pants had fallen off me. But I felt 100% better, 1,000% better.
Yeah.
Since I've been on dialysis in DeVita and Homedale, I learned a lot about it. Just from the people. I ain't saying I'm studying books or anything. I hate Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays because I got to go on dialysis. My days are laying in the bed, getting up whenever I wanted to. You know, my alarm goes 6 o'clock. 9:15, I'm in dialysis headquarters going on the machine. If I get out of there, I do a 4-hour treatment. If I get out of there at 2 o'clock, I'm doing good. 2:15. Even after the treatment, sometimes when they bandage me up, have pressure on it, get up and walk to the scale, blood running everywhere. Gotta sit back down, redo it. So coming off, if I do a 4-hour treatment, so if I come off at 1:15, sometimes I didn't get out of here until 3 o'clock. So they had to bandage again. Then I like almost refuse to leave. I was like, no, something might happen. I'm gonna stay here, hold it. So I try to make the best of Tuesdays and Thursdays. My wife is a 6-time stroke patient. Tuesdays, and she don't drive anymore. Tuesdays and Thursdays, she try to make her doctor's appointments. Plus my other doctor's appointment through the VA I got to do Tuesdays and Thursdays. So I got a desk counter. Out of 30 days, probably 20 of them every month is filled up.
Wow.
So it changed my life a lot. But like I said, I do realize I don't think nobody can live without being on dialysis. I mean, once you go on it, I got the best man in my wedding. I went to his brother's funeral a couple years ago, and I asked him where was he at. They said, oh, he's in Jersey Shore. So I went to Jersey Shore, they said he's in rehab. Went over to rehab and he wasn't there. Came back, that before I went on dialysis, came back and he was coming back from dialysis. He told me to my face, he told me to my face that he's not going to do it anymore. I didn't know how fast dialysis will take you away from here at that time. Probably 3 weeks later, I went to his funeral because he stopped taking dialysis. So it's a lifesaver. A lot of people don't like to do it. My wife is a candidate for it. I already talked to DeVita and Homedale. They said they do. It won't be the first husband and wife because she don't drive. I said you gotta arrange it on my same days, hopefully, and put her over there. Don't put her near me. Always put her near you so you can hold hands. No. So, like I said, my golden years. Truthfully, if I could get another, it'll be 2 years next month that I'm on dialysis. If I could get another 8, 9 years out of dialysis, and I'm being truthful, before I die, I'll be happy. I did not opt for a kidney transplant because I got a lot of other things wrong with me. I'm not being selfish. I got a lot of other things wrong with me. I know they test your kidneys and all that, and that supposedly they don't take that in consideration that you got a whole lot of other things wrong with you, so why should we give you a kidney? You might die for something else. But that's just my feeling. when my mother was on dialysis, I wanted to give her one of my kidneys at the time. And she said, no, something may happen to your kidneys that you would need both of them. So here it is, 50 years later, or 45 years later,
Wow.
I become a dialysis patient. That's about it. Is that enough? You got questions?
So now, now, I was to ask you, now just, you're used to everything now. You said you've been dialysis for almost 2 years now. So now you're in your routine now, living life when you can, and dialysis other days.
Yep.
Yay.